Deep sleep is pure bliss. This deep sleep is the same state which was there before your birth. This is the Ad Sach. This is God, you know. Deep sleep is the totality. You're merging back into the primordial space every day. And if you don't go into this primordial state, you may have good food, you may have good sleep, but still something will be missing in you. So this whole freshness and newness, the rejuvenation that comes after your sleep is due to your entrance into this sushupti, into this deep sleep. This deep sleep, you, me, and all the existence share. We humans, we are more active. Okay, this is the realm of dream. We human species, we are more in the awakened state. The animals are in the dream state. The animal kingdom is in the dream state. They're not in the awakened state. We humans are in the awakened state and in the dream state. The existence, the mountains, the oceans, the stars, they all exist in Sushupti. We are the only species that are able to move through these three. The dream state we share with the animal kingdom, and the Sushupti we share with the mountains, with the oceans, with the totality. In Sushupti, there's no sense of other. In the animal kingdom, which is in the dream, there's a sense of the other, but it's temporary. It comes and goes. It is not the way we experience the other. In the awakened state, there is a concrete experience of the other. There's a distance, there's the other. There are two, me and my experience. Me and my experience. And it's concrete. It is longer lasting. But in the animal kingdom, there is the sense of the others, but it is not as concrete as the human or the human species. In the nature, the rivers, stars, the mountains, the trees, the pebbles, the soil, all this, there's no sense of the other. It's just beingness. And at night when you sleep, the entire existence meets that in deep sleep. Where the road ends, in the words of Rumi. He said, where the road ends, I will meet you there. So every day our road ends. Our problem ends. You know that. You may have the greatest problem on the planet and you think you are the saddest person and you're the most suffering on the planet, individual on the planet. But at night, it ends. It disappears. It's a relief. It's a mukti. It is freedom. It's liberation. Every day, at the end of the day, you are liberated. That is the power of the deep sleep. In the deep sleep, there's no sense of others. And the totality all merges. We all meet where the road ends, and that's where the road ends. It is the doorway to enlightenment. It is the doorway to awakening. And there's a whole system of how to be awakened in your sleep. Anything can be used. You can use the body, you can use the breath, you can use the eyes, you can use your touch. We talked about that. And you can use your dreams also. Because all roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to enlightenment, to awakening. Your every blink, your every breath, your every touch, your every taste, your every vision, your every sound is leading you home. You don't know. You get caught in your own story, but you are always on the road. Every night you become God. That space where there is no sense of the other. You are enlightened every night. You become the Buddha every night. But all this is happening unconsciously. Unconsciously. A yogi wants to go into this space consciously, and that consciously going into these spaces depends on now your winds, your breath. That's all. Yoga is about the winds, nothing else. Hand down, leg up. All these beautiful poses, they have their beauty, but they're just on the external realm. Ultimately, it's all about the winds. And when you can balance these winds, you become more alive. And in the beginning, we talked about inhale, hold, and suddenly you become more conscious. You see, the whole dimension changed. And if you hold your posture in a certain dimension, you hold your breath in a certain dimension, and you recite a sound in a certain way, and you become aware of a certain part of the body, your wind starts to balance. Simple, deep, esoteric science. It's so simple, that's why it's esoteric. Very simple. It's not some magic. It's so simple. And the third state, the Turiya, the Sushupti comes. Now, a yogi who can attain goes through these consciously. According to Yogi Bhajan, he says we stay in Sushupti for 31 minutes every day. 31 minutes. From the perspective of the awakened state, it's 31. But from the perspective of Sushupti, it's timeless. It is Akala Murat, that essence of yours which is beyond time. Because in Sushupti, there's no sense of time, there's no sense of space, there's no sense of other. You know the Mool Mantra? That's where it fits. I'm becoming God every day. This is my avatar. This is avatar. That's your essence. And there you and me meet. There is no you, no me. That is the unity of being. That is Eko Ankar. Life is so beautiful. Your existence is so beautiful. You get an opportunity to play the Maya and enjoy. Go and play, enjoy. Do all the problems and all the issues you want to indulge in, indulge. But at the end of the day, you come back home. You sleep. You go to deep sleep. Problem is when you start spending too much time in dreams, you don't go into that. And too much time in dreams is due to the way you are using your awakened body. Your winds are not balanced. The more the dreams, the more imbalanced the winds. So we want to balance the winds. We want to live consciously, dream consciously, die consciously, awaken consciously. I hope you're with me. And when you consciously go back home, that is called the fourth state. That's the fourth state now, 3 states. We talked about awaken, dream, and deep sleep. Jagrata, Swapana, Sushupti. These are the Sanskrit names, the 3 states. The Guru says, 3. Vyapa Jagat ko. Turiya Pava koi. 3 are automatic, unconsciously. Every night, you're relieved from your problems. You're free, you're free. Whatever problem you have, you're free. The universe is so gracious. It's so graceful. It relieves me every night. It frees me every night. Look at that grace of the Guru. This is called Guru Prasad. This is the grace, the unexplained grace, which you never recognize, but it is falling all the time. Tell me who never relieves the problem every night. Tell me who doesn't. Everybody goes there. This is conscious living, conscious dying, conscious dreaming, conscious rebirth. Every night, then you take a rebirth. See, all this is happening in this. That which is not happening in the now cannot happen in the future. You're dying now, that's why one day you will die. You're dreaming now, that's why you will dream. You're creating now, that's why you will create. Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. The three, creating, preserving, and destroying happening now. And that's why it happened in the beginning, and that's why it will happen in the past. But all these is just the realm of time, the realm of space. And when you can consciously go into Sushupti, it is called the fourth state, Turiya. Turiya is consciously moving through the awakened state and with the content, knowing that I am the seer, darshan. And there's all these kriyas that we are doing. The aim behind is this realization that will come to you. There's nothing in the fire. There's nothing in the flame. There's nothing in the mirror. Let me put it this way. In the past, when this mule will not walk, they will put a carrot. That's what the teachings does. They put a carrot for you. Because they know you will never walk unless you put a carrot there. That which will change you is here. And it will come a realization from that. It plays a role. But it's not we want to perfect the mirror meditation. It's not we want to perfect the flame meditation. No, we don't need to perfect this. These are just tools that are we using. And when we learn to walk, it is just an experience. It is so easy. It's not about accumulating a lot of kriyas. It's not about accumulating all these things and loading yourself. First, you loaded yourself with all this worldly stuff. And now you're loading yourself with all this worldly, all this spiritual new age, that and this. And it's just about freeing. Dharma frees you, not loads you. That's karma. They play an important role. Don't misunderstand me. But they are the avenues through which we have to bloom into this. So consciously, you have to start doing things, and then you go into the fourth state, the Turiya, where you are awakened and you see the world the way you saw in the mirror. Now, what you saw in the mirror, was that you or your projection? Tell me. It's your projection. It's your projection. It's not you. What you saw in the flame, was it you or your projection? It was your projection. Now, once you learn that, you touch the seer. And then in the world, something happens. Now, is that you or your projection? It's my projection. I am different. I'm not my emotions. I'm not my sensations. I'm not the projections. I'm not the emotions. I'm the seer. Darshan. This is, you have now become one with totality. This is the eye of the cosmos. The cosmos sees, oh vekha, japchi. Oh vekha, oh na nazar na aave, bahta eho vedan, those of you. This is all that. Now translated this way. They translate it differently. They translate in duality. They say God sees, but the world don't see God. No. This is what it means. The inner, the seer sees, but that which is being seen has no capacity to see the seer. O Vekha, the Purusha, the Purkha, the consciousness, the seer in you sees. And when it sees, its reality is borrowed by that which is being seen. That which was Maya becomes real. That which was that projection becomes a reality, and you suffer. And now you're able to see. Oh Vekha, now you learn to see. Darshan, awakening of the cosmic vision. Nadar na aave. That which is being seen loses its power now. The reality was being borrowed by the seer. Your dreams don't have a reality. Your reality gives the reality to the dreams. Can there be dreams without you? Who is prior to the dreams? The self, the I. Who is prior to the problems? The I. I hope you're with me. So seeing the seer, and that which is being projected loses its power, and you are immediately free in the here and now. This is called awakening. This is called liberation. This is nirvana. Nirvana. Freeing yourself from yourself, if this makes sense. So you consciously move into the fourth state. When you do it consciously, it becomes the Turiya, the fourth. So you're in the world, and yet you're out of the world. You may have heard, like the lotus flower in the mud, above the mud, you are with your emotions. You're sad when time to be sad, but you're not holding on to your sadness. That's all. This is awakening, simple. You're happy, but you're not holding on to your happiness. It comes and goes. This is the seer now. The seer sees. Now when an emotion, when a perception comes, you become one with it. And you hold it, and you hold it, and you grab it. I want to let go of it. The more you want to let go of it, the more you hold it, the more tighter it becomes. This is karma. This is awakened, and this is dream. But in Turiya, in Sushupti at night, there's no sense of enemy. You don't have enemies. You don't have friends. But then when you consciously, through dharma teaches you to go back into sleep. It's the path of the sleepers, those who sleep. And then you consciously go into that, you go Turiya, you awakened.